Well, howdy, 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 everybody. Teresa here and...
Weatherman Brad.
Weatherman Brad.
Yeah.
Say hi, Brad.
Hi, Brad.
It is June 21st, 2016. It is Tuesday evening. It is 5:38 p.m. And what is the weather like, Brad Heide?
The weather is partly cloudy at 87 degrees. A high today of 87, a low of 69, real feel of 89 degrees. And back to you, Teresa.
I know a lot of you like my husband's voice. I like my husband's voice a lot too. And I consider myself very lucky because I'm the one that gets to hear him say, I love you. Say it, Brad.
I love you, baby.
Love you. No. Yesterday, we took naps. No, we said we weren't gonna. Right?
Right.
Well, actually, I laid down while Brad was fishing. And he'll tell you about his fishing exploits. But I was doing some looming and stuff. And then the bed kept calling me. Finally, I surrendered because I'm weak that way. And went back there, took a nap, and then when he came home, he laid down, took a nap. And then when we got up, we made tortillas from scratch. And we had looked, and I had talked to my good friend Mary. I think I must have told you guys about her son. Had just graduated and stuff. Well, anyway, she kind of walked us through. Because she'd been making tortillas, like I said, ever since she can remember. All of the websites said you could not use vegetable oil, you had to use lard. Or if you didn't have lard, you had to use margarine. Well, we had about maybe a teaspoon of margarine left. So Brad said, well, he saw in the comments that somebody else had said they had used vegetable oil and it turned out fine. I'm like, okay, I'm willing to give it a try. So it turned out fine. And then my friend Mary had said, and she usually makes the corn tortillas. Because I said, well, those tortilla presses are expensive. And she said, well, she never uses one. And what she does is take a gallon Ziploc bag and she cuts the sides off. And then she uses that. And she used 2 pie pans. And does it that way. And, she said, but she didn't think you could do it with the flour. Well, I tried it anyway. And it worked fine with the flour ones. I didn't use the pie pans because I have a rolling pin. So, I just stuck the ball of dough in between the 2 sheets of plastic and then used rolling pin. And then Brad had the electric skillet set up, and we just kind of had an assembly line going. And they were good. And they do puff up, even though I was rolling out real thin, they puffed up quite a bit.
Yeah.
But I would definitely do it again. I don't think I'll make them anymore. I would like to get them thinner, though.
Yeah. I don't know how. I'm sure there's a way, but holy smoke, as
I know.
thin as your roller.
Well, but like you said, I think it does maybe make a difference using lard or margarine.
Maybe, yeah.
Because I know it does. We were talking about when I make a pie crust. It does make a difference whether or not you use Crisco, or any other kind of shortening, as opposed to using vegetable oil. So, it still turned out fine, but it's just a difference in the crust. So,
but I like the way those turned out, because that's about the only thing I really liked at a certain taco restaurant that shall remain nameless is their chalupas.
Yeah. So
I like the thicker.
Yeah. I think if anything, even if I couldn't get them thinner, I'd want to get them a little bigger.
Yeah.
What do you think?
Yeah. Yeah, I thought they were fine size-wise.
Okay. Well, if you're happy, I'm happy.
I'm happy.
Okay. So, And then so then we made scrambled eggs, and we used some onions and peppers and some cheddar cheese, and we just kind of made like breakfast burritos without the sausage or anything, because we didn't have it. So, you know.
Good.
Yeah, and it made me feel proud because I'm not sure what Mitch is doing. It's over there. But probably gonna go out and yammer at him for a minute.
Yeah.
In the olden days, one used to, you didn't go out and you didn't cook what you wanted, you cooked what you had. You cooked what, and these are, old authentic recipes handed down for millions and millions, or not millions, but hundreds of years, that you cooked what you were able to, not what you wanted to. You cooked what was in season. You cooked, our ancestors did not always have fresh fruits and vegetables. If you lived in an area where it was abundant, you were lucky, but then you might not, have plentiful meat, or it might be the opposite way. Maybe you had plenty of meat, but only the fruits and vegetables when they were in season, etc. And like I said, my great grandmother, and I've always been a history buff, and so is my husband. So we've watched a lot about authentic cooking and where these recipes come from and why they use and what they use, and just like the Chinese cultural cooking and the Spanish and Mexican authentic cooking, the Indian authentic cooking and stuff. They use everything, and they use what is on hand, not what they're going to run and pick from the store. And you save a lot of money if you're really, really making do with cooking from scratch, cooking what's in season locally, what is abundant. I mean, if they get in, even Walmart, if they get in a huge truckload of plums, we saw it when we were down in New Mexico. Went to the in Las Cruces, went to the Walmart, and they must have gotten in a huge shipment of plums.
Yeah, because you could get plums for like 3 pounds for a quarter.
Yeah, and Brad made himself sick eating so many of them. Because I mean, we're not used to being able to get plums, and they were fresh and good. And but you do what you can. But I felt proud because it's like, this is what it was like. And when you watch the olden cooking ways and stuff, and you see the women all maybe sitting around in a circle grinding the corn and making either flatbread or tortillas or whatever kind of bread, usually goes with whatever culture and whatever they have on hand. This is what it is. So
yeah, it was cool.
Yeah, we'll be doing more of that.
Yeah, I enjoyed it.
It's a challenge in an RV because you don't have that much space. You end up doing some horrible things like cooking in your front room too, in the front room section, because that's where you have your electric skillet at. So, but we make it work.
Well, and then another thing that we work on here is the propane bottle.
Yeah.
For the motorhome is permanently fixed.
Yeah.
So if when we have to fill the propane bottle, we're gonna have to take off the jacks. We're gonna have to move the RV over to get the propane bottle fixed.
No, we don't. There's an adapter thing, remember?
I know, but that's what I'm saying. But what we're doing is we're using as little gas as possible.
Oh, yeah, okay. But, there is a way you can adapt to an outside bottle, But, yeah, otherwise, if you're not going to figure out how to adapt to an outside bottle, you're going to have to move your whole rig.
Mm-hmm.
But, we're using as little propane as possible because we don't want to have to go refill it. Propane here is not cheap.
No.
So when we're grilling outside and stuff, Brad's using those little propane bottles that last. We'll go through 2 to 3 a month.
Usually about 2 a month.
Yeah, and so that's not bad, and we grill out quite a bit.
Yeah, and they're $6.50 for 2 of them.
Yeah, so, you know. And, you know, you make things work. I also did set up, you're going to see the link below. I'm going to replace my normal private Facebook page with, I made a Facebook page now, which has the same name as this channel's name. You know, because they're moving their rig out.
Oh. That's
why. So now I'll have a Facebook page. That's where I will be listing, and I do have a shop now button activated on there for my Etsy page. That's where I will be showing most of my new things that I'm making with the looming or the painting or my husband's jewelry making, or when we start making some he starts making some bird houses and I start painting them. That's when we'll be doing all that. And that way, if you're friends with me on Facebook already and you really don't want to have to mess with, you know, me posting pictures of what I'm making and links to my Etsy store, you won't have to any longer. You know, you can just keep being my wonderful friend. But that way too, and this will be where I'm using it more to talk about our channel and stuff like that. So, you know, I just kind of want to separate it so, you know, nobody was having to see basically my advertisements for my products, you know. But, you know, that's how, rule of thumb, any business is how you get some money. This is how you get visibility, is by promoting yourself. So, that's what we're trying to do. And besides that, I did some looming last night, as always, and I made this one out of purple. It's a white headband. These are going to range from between 2.5 to 3 inches, depending on this purple was not as bulky as, say, this. Now, these are the same amount of stitches. Believe it or not. These are the same amount of rows I made. You know, and see the same widths and stuff. But you'll see, because of the difference in the bulky, this is just a little shorter by maybe 1/2 inch, as in width. So, and so I think this one actually I'm going to post the image of. I'm going to make a listing for my headbands, my headbands, for the wide ones, here this evening. But this one actually will be sent to a friend of mine, who I made it for because she loves purple. And then I showed you guys this one I made yesterday. So, you know, and I'm making a pink one right now for another friend of mine.
For me?
No.
Oh.
If you guys ever watch a channel called The Neighbors, if you haven't, go over and subscribe to them and show them some love. Val, Dad has terminal cancer, and she is back in North Carolina right now, helping him with his final days. And the whole family's there, and you know, it's you know, a very sad thing. They could use your love and support. And like I said, that's my daily shout out for them. And Angie on YouTube rents the upstairs from her and Jay, the Cannabis Explorer. They rent the upstairs of the neighbor's house, and they all help each other out. So that's what I made the purple headband for with Angie. I'm making the pink one for Val. So go over and show all those fine YouTubers some love. Also did some painting. These are not done yet. I'm doing some abstracts because I just feel like doing some abstracts. I'm a little tired of doing scenes, nature scenes right now, or ocean scenes, beach scenes. I'll get back to that, but every once in a while I like to diversify into something else.
Mix it up.
Yeah, and I like doing some abstracts. Always have fun with them. These aren't, like I said, not near done. This one here, and you're like, oh, okay. But, like I said, not nearly done. These are going to be some free-flowing flowers. And you might wonder what this, let's see, like this is here. That's glow-in-the-dark paint. So, and there's some of the glow-in-the-dark paint in with the flowers, too. Like I said, these aren't near done. And hopefully I got enough of the glow-in-the-dark thick enough on this time. I've tried on another painting and it didn't really work. That this time it will show up. I'm hoping. Cross your fingers. So I got that one, and I got another one similar to it, which is this one. I mean, you can put it any way you want. And that's going to be some more kind of I don't know, free-flowing flowers, outer space, you know, kind of like a star cluster, that kind of thing. It's just whatever I feel like. So these will not be listed together. They are not going to be a set. They're going to be individually. So if you fall in love with both of them, and you're really wanting both of them because you want them in a set, when I do list them, and I'll let you know in a day or so, then you're going to have to run and buy both. You know, so that way I know that sometimes people don't always want one, or maybe you want to buy both because you want to give one to a friend or a sister or a mother or a brother or somebody down the street that you call a family member. Right, hon?
Yeah. How about a boss's girlfriend?
Okay. That bad.
Yes, it is.
So, anyway, tonight I'm making beans and weenie. Woohoo! Woo-hoo! So, we had a payment clear this morning, which was really nice. And that gave us just enough to get a little bit of gas. We had it, like Brad did tell me, he had it cut so close on that gas. When we got ready, he goes, when I got up, he let me sleep in this morning because I wasn't feeling real hot last night. I was up till about 5 in the morning. He let me sleep in. And then when I got up, he goes, what'll cheer you up? He said, you know, we had a payment clear, and it's in our, it's on our debit card. And then he said, I said, well, can we take the big dog with us? Because Charlie really wanted to go for an RIDE with us. And he goes, well, we can't have the air conditioning on. And I said, the convenience store is right across the street on the corner. And he goes, I don't know if we got enough gas to make it there. That's how close he cut it. So, I said, oh, well, he said, unless you want me to go get gas, come back and get you guys. And I'm like, yeah. So, he had enough gas. And I figured he would. And if he got out to the street, then it was kind of a downhill shot down to this convenience store, so you could probably coast. But he did have just enough. We had enough to get a little bit of gas, you know, like quarter tank or so. That'll be enough to get us through till the, you know, unless we have anybody else buy anything. I have a few people interested that live in the UK that would like to purchase, so I am going to later on tonight fix that where I do some international shipping to a few select countries. And then we did get into town, checked our mail, and bought a little bit of groceries to help stretch us through. You know, like we bought some peanut butter, a couple loaves of bread. What else? Thing of hot dog. Margarine. And a thing of hot dog.
And it was funny because after we got up from our nap today, and I was a little hungry, so I made myself a open-faced peanut butter.
Yeah, a slice of bread with peanut butter on it.
And the dogs were just like, hey!
Yeah, because we haven't even been using any peanut butter at all. And so they equate, anytime they smell peanut butter with, they're going to get some, because that's how we give them their pills. So they're like, hello.
Yeah, you forgot me.
Yeah, so we took care of them too. That poor Charlie. He has such separation anxiety. Brad and I were back in the bedroom cuddling, and we didn't really want the dogs on top of us. So we barricaded them, right? That dog, number one, he barked the entire time. then he's shaking and trembling. He has such separation anxiety. I tell you what, it's been this fall will be 4 years that we've had him, and just in that short time, he was an outside dog because we got him when he was 10 months old, and that's why they didn't want him. It's number one, he's hard to handle, and they should see his side now. And he wanted in. He wanted in so bad. And he's the type of dog, if he wants something, he will keep campaigning. And, I mean, he gets frantic about separation anxiety and stuff. And by the time we came out here, we were all dressed and came out here and stuff, he was just trembling. He was just inconsolable. That's why we ended up taking him with us, because, he has to be, like right now, he's laying on the couch with the dachshund, which is just hilarious to even see these two laying together. But he has to be with, and there's just some dogs that never get used to it. They just have to be with, You know what, honey?
Mm-hmm.
But, that's about all I got going on. Brad now is going to talk about when Brad was fishing.
Wait a minute, I gotta take a picture.
Oh, he's taking a picture of the dogs cuddled up, the big and the little, the cranky and the the cranky and the overly needy. Right, hon?
Yep. Okay. Yeah, it was cool. Most of the fishing I've ever done in my life is in the Rocky Mountains. Wyoming, Montana, some in Colorado.
A little bit in Hawaii, right?
A little bit in Hawaii, some of the Dakotas. Yeah, but Hawaii isn't in the Rocky Mountains. And it was cool.
I'll let you guys know when his services for Brad will be.
Yeah, but it was cool yesterday because seeing some sights I'm not used to seeing in Wyoming. I was fishing out on the pier, and I see a couple stingrays come up and hit the surface and dive back down.
Oh, you didn't tell me about the stingrays?
I did.
No,
and
tell me about the porpoises.
And then turtles, sea turtles. I probably saw 6-8 sea turtles come up, and you'd see them come up and you'd see them poke their head out of the water and then kind of do a roll out and dive back down toward the bottom, and
they didn't realize they kind of turned on their side and then they go back down. Cool.
And then porpoises. I'm not used to seeing porpoises in Wyoming. There's not a whole lot of them, and it was kind of cool watching them play.
You never saw them in the snowbanks or anything?
Never saw them in the snowbanks. That they stay out of the snow on purpose. Oh, that was sweet.
Yeah.
But it's just cool seeing the different things here that's completely alien to what you're used to, and but it was just neat. I was out a couple weeks ago, and seeing these little jellyfish about 5-6 inches long. See them kind of swimming by the pier. And, yeah. And then when I was down at this other spot seeing that, I don't know what it was. I'm assuming to me, now that I've caught a couple, it looked like a bigger shark than what I've been catching. I'm guessing probably about 5 feet long. But it was kind of cool because
Jaws.
Yeah, you see all the smaller fish. You see them just boiling the water, and then all of a sudden you see this. I saw. I saw a dorsal fin or a pectoral fin and a belly kind of rolling up on the surface. And after I've caught a couple sharks, I'm pretty sure that's what it was, rolling on the surface, chasing down these little guys. But it's something that just it's really neat. And I know in Wyoming that there's a lot of things that people that don't grow up in that area just. They're just absolutely enamored. Like
the antelope and the prairie dog and the buffalo and.
Remember when we went up to Custer State Park up in South Dakota?
Mm-hmm.
And we purposely drove through Custer State Park. It was about a 20-mile drive, and because we wanted to get some close-up shots of the buffalo. And we drove, and I mean, it was just miles and miles of nothing. We'd seen occasional antelope, but other than that, and then
I think it was too hot that day.
It might have been. And then, there was like a mile ahead of us. We see all these cars pulled off the side of the road.
We're getting excited.
Yeah, we're thinking, oh yeah, we're going to get to see the buffalo. Then we get up there, and all these friggin' people are pulled over for a prairie dog.
Mm-hmm. Well, it's just like if you go to Vermont, there's a buffalo ranch up there. You're supposed to be able to go up there and see the buffalo. It was only one time that we were up there we ever got to see any.
Yeah.
The other time we saw more buffalo going up by
up to Gillette.
Yeah, up between up by Wright and stuff than and those weren't really they were a smaller version of the buffalo.
Those are just the younger ones.
Were they? I thought they were a smaller one.
No, those were the yearling. Yeah, those were the younger ones.
No, I think that's a smaller version. I heard it is. Well, I heard in ancient times and stuff, our buffalo. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
Our buffalo, on today's standard, are much smaller than the ones that were even 100 years ago.
Yeah. Well, and there's very few pure string buffalo left.
Mm-hmm.
Most of the buffalo that are out roaming and in buffalo herds, most of them have some sort of cow DNA in them.
Yeah. When it used to be, I don't know. Let's do a little bit of fun facts about Wyoming and wildlife that some of you may not know. And now that we don't live there, we'll share this with you, right? Buffalo used to be up in the mountain. They used to not be a plains animal.
Yeah.
And
bighorn sheep used to be a plains animal. Elk and bighorn sheep both used to be plains animals.
And they basically got forced up in the mountains because of hunters. And same way with the buffalo.
Yeah.
So, Wyoming is the most, isn't it for the world, most population of antelope?
Yep, pronghorn antelope.
Pronghorn antelope.
Less.
And they are everywhere. They are like, where we used to live and stuff before they overdeveloped the area, we would have them laying in our front yard all the time.
Mm-hmm.
And no, we didn't feed them or anything because we didn't want to, cause a problem with them losing their natural ability to find their own food and stuff. But, there wasn't anything to, especially in summertime with that big medium that was down the street and stuff, they would lay in the shade under the trees.
Yeah.
And that was really neat. But then they overdeveloped the area, and of course then you didn't have the antelope coming down anymore.
Well, last stat I saw, and it's been a few years ago, Wyoming had 95% of the world pronghorn antelope population. So, and I know they're building herds down in New Mexico, and I believe there's a few in Texas and Arizona.
Yeah, there's some in Arizona.
Yeah.
I know that, but so that's just a few fun facts.
Yeah.
Prairie dogs are all over. Then they do bark, and it is really cool because you see them and you won't even notice them at first, and you're going through an area, say, especially if you're riding your bike or something, a pedal bike, and all of a sudden you see them popping up, and you hear them, and then you see as you're getting closer them popping down, but further ahead they're popping back up and stuff. It's pretty cool, right?
Right.
Yep.
Yeah.
So that's the fun facts on that. And wow, this is a really long video, babe.
Okay.
Almost 30 minutes.
Okay. Say goodbye.
That's because you were talking.
Okay. Say goodbye. Tell them you love them. Tell them like them, subscribe. Tell them Brad. Tell them
we think they're awesome.
That too.
And that we cherish their friendship.
That too.
And say bye, Brad.
Bye, Brad.
Have a great day. Bye.